Sorry, to friends in Texas and along the border, we definitely feel your pain. I talked to President Trump this morning, and he says this is a scam and people will see through it. I think he's dead right. If you want the border secured and you're waiting on this group to do it, you're going to die waiting. So the policy, as I understand it, is going to be an economic boom for the cartels. This is literally some of the best things that could happen for the business of illegal immigration, because there's going to be a cap where you kind of shut it down every day. So if you're a cartel, you're going to rack and stack them. You're going to find out exactly how many can get through a day. You say, who would like to pay more to move up to the line? The biggest beneficiary of this policy is going to be human trafficking cartels who will charge more to get in the group that's going to go through. And at the end of the day, you'll have to wait longer and pay more, but you're coming in. And I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that, but now we have to deal with what's left for us to take care of in the world. So
I'm going to use a very British expression right now. The penny has dropped. Okay, it's just an expression in terms of when you realize something that's been going on, which really is in front of my face, and missed it. To be a politician of a Trumpy Trump, you need to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you tell me how many faces Ted Cruz has. How many faces Lindsey Graham has. Because Lindsey Graham starts the day off by saying that President Biden isn't really serious about the border. Paraphrasing, finishes the day by attacking Trump. Yeah, you bet your bottom dollar. Sorry, another expression. If Trump and Lindsey Graham were on the same stage, apart from the fact Lindsey Graham would probably get booed, he wouldn't say the same to his face. Which makes me think, which side of the bread is Lindsey Graham preferring his butter? And there's no innuendo there either. With regard to Ted Cruz, the quicker Ted Cruz does a Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she can disappear as well, and leaves politics, probably the best. Has Ted Cruz ever done anything good for you? Being serious, if you were to take $1 and you'd invested it in Ted Cruz, do you think you'd even have 1 cent now? The guy's like a total waste of space. Never mind the dollar shop, he's like the full waste of time. All Ted Cruz does is find something that's happened during the day, run to Fox News and make a comment on it or make a podcast about it. And if it's not something that's happened, it's something he's made up during a Senate hearing. And he does that to repeat. And to me, somebody smells desperate for power. And don't get me started on anybody else like Senator Cena. I'm not doing Kennedy today or Marjorie Taylor, sorry.
Doing now. Now, I will make a prediction, Jesse. In the next few months, we're going to see the numbers drop down a little bit. And this is just like what Biden did with gas prices. They're trying to fool the voters into ignoring his disastrous record. He wants this invasion, and so does every other Democrat.
Yeah, it's enough.
Donald Trump alleges that my dad was involved in assassinating JFK. Now, let's be clear. This is nuts. This is not a reasonable position. This is just kooky. And while I'm at it, I guess I should go ahead and admit, yes, my dad killed JFK. He is secretly Elvis, and Jimmy Hoffa is buried in his backyard. You know, Donald's source for this is the National Enquirer.
There's a man that smells a wee behind me. You described Kennedy for any other way. Ted Cruz, he's not well, is he? Maybe you should just call Stormy Daniels up and they can compare notes with regards to the National Enquirer. Somebody else who I don't really understand how he's allowed to have an opinion, how he's allowed to, he's actually questioning Merrick Garland. This is just like crazy. If you were a stand-up comedian trying to do some funnies, you wouldn't be anywhere near the laughs you would get from just mentioning Matt Gaetz straight up. If you tried to do a sketch about Matt Gaetz, the allegations, pedophilia, drugs, favors for political goodies for political favors, all of that stuff, you wouldn't get close to the real thing. I think Chris Hayes sums it up for me.
including on Capitol Hill today, where Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee trotted out every imaginable insane conspiracy theory about Trump being railroaded and laid them at the feet of the current Attorney General, Merrick Garland. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, wait, Merrick Garland, the guy from the Department of Justice? This is a Manhattan prosecution against Trump. It wasn't a federal case. Garland's Justice Department did not bring it. And you'd be right. But Republicans have a completely baseless theory about how he did.
Justice is no longer blind in America. Today it's driven by politics. Example number one is President Trump.
For the first time in American history, we do have a presidential administration that's working to put its opponent in jail. I mean, that's a fact.
The Attorney General names Jack Smith special counsel 3 days after President Trump announces he's running for president.
As I understand the facts, Jack Smith was the principal player in the IRS targeting of the Tea Party.
Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fonnie Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
And of course, there's the fact that Jack Smith changed the sequence of the documents he seized in the raid of the president's home.
And I am saddened by it because, like you, I have given my life to the law. I care deeply about the law.
I have given my life to the law. Like our Savior. Matt Gaetz cares deeply about the law. He's given his life to the law. Of course, we all know the basic facts are the opposite of what's being alleged or insinuated or sometimes just fabricated here. The investigation into the crimes Donald Trump was just convicted for, the one last week, New York, 34 guilty counts, that was initiated when Donald Trump was the president of these United States. Remember that? We were all around back then, weren't we? It was done by his own Department of Justice starting back in 2017. It was the Trump Department of Justice that probed and indicted for federal crimes his former attorney, Michael Cohen, for the cover-up of hush money payments to Stormy Daniels.
Tiny violin alert. Somebody needs to make a video. You know, I used to look for videos, how to get your baby to be a little bit pacified, how to stop your baby crying, how to make your baby have a peaceful night and sleep without crying. There should just be one, how to stop politicians whinging, whining, moaning, complaining. Oh, I lie. Well, actually, they're not complaining about themselves. They're all complaining on behalf of one convicted criminal felon. Literally, they're spending more time talking about a convicted felon than houses, more time talking about a convicted felon than jobs, more time talking about a convicted felon than money. You want me to go on? More time speaking about a convicted felon than health, more time speaking about a convicted felon than infrastructure. Where do you want me to stop?
So this is like the Soviet-style thing. Show me the person, and I'll show you the crimes.
This was a political smear job. This was an attack job. This is what you see in banana republics.
This is the quintessential show trial. This is what you see in communist countries. This is the most outrageous travesty I've ever seen. And the problem here is Democrats have crossed this line.
This is a justice system that hunts Republicans while protecting Democrats. This was certainly a hoax, a sham.
Brian, yesterday was a sad day for America. You had a partisan witch hunt in New York.
This is a total travesty. I mean, we should not mince any words here. This is an extremely dangerous day for our country.
Do we want to become a country where we try to jail our political opponents?
The justices on the court, I know many of them personally, I think they're deeply concerned about that as we are. So I think